Hello! This video is going to be a little bit behind the scenes. My pet house and my teenager pet house. But this video is going to be a behind the scenes on how I built some of the structures of my gum run catwalks. I had a couple people that I showed the videos to, and they were very curious how I was able to anchor some of my building parts the way that I did. So I'm going to take this video and the time to show you how I did that. Now, how this all started was, let me bonk this dude, excuse me. But this all started basically with the fifth teenager's little unfortunate campsite. I made this my own campsite. Very rudimentary, as you can see. Now, there's one gum node up here. It does not respawn. You can easily climb up on the rocks and get that. But you want the harvestable respawning gum nodes. So now I'm going to show you this structure from down below. And I'll show you where it began with. Nice little privacy wall, so the infected mites will leave me alone. But basically, this structure started off as grass plank stairs. This is where it began, right here. This is the core, or should I say the primary snap point. I built from here, and then I built up, and then I built that platform up there, then I built down from the platform to anchor additional foundations so that there's multiple points. There's no single one point of failure. I've got scaffolding surrounded with ash walls and burr flooring on almost all sides. Lanterns for lighting. It's all very pretty. It's all very aesthetic. It looks nice. Oh, okay, well, we got gum respawning. But you can tell right here, this structure is independent from this structure. I built this structure the same way I did that, down from the bottom and up, and I did the best I could to connect these two structures together, and I think that's really smooth. That's a real smooth transition. And I got lamps in all the corners. I might put a lamp over there. But you know, basically the hardest anchor points didn't really have too many I did have to finagle. I finagled a little bit, having to get the angle of my spiral staircase up here to where things lined up properly. But I actually didn't start up there. That's where I finished. And I flopped down on the ground. I'm walking slow. I don't got my shoes on. Alrighty, so over in this area, it's pretty much, you know, simple. No really big deal. I got a nice little area under all the gum nodes to catch them so I don't have to chase them around. Here I've got a little surprise break room for me to rest while I was building. I had other things in there. That was a little secret break room, and it's not so secret or a break room anymore. I will fix that later. Nice little outpost, checking out the areas. Don't draw aggro. I can head over to the sandbox from that zip line. There's the that's the mixer, one of the mixers. This area I started this area from down here. All these areas were built from the down up, and all of this started out as grass planks and stem flooring, and I've upgraded it, you know, to make it look pretty, to make sure, you know, it's not easily destroyed. Using roofs as slopes. You know, not really too, so far haven't come across too many impossible anchor points. Now, I will say this. The praying mantis lanterns that I got all the way over there by that first set of gum nodes, those are hard to stick on natural ceilings. When you try to stick them, they don't want to attach. But they will turn blue. They will flash blue for 1 second when you first stick them. So you got to finagle with it, and you have to rapidly try to place it, and then it'll stick. So it's possible to place it like that, but it makes it really difficult to place it where you want. this area was pretty simple. I believe, yes, I started this up here. This was the beginning, and I can move it now because I've got multiple points of structure. But it started from here, and then I built down, and then I built out so you don't fall through the crack. Nice little area to keep creatures from walking in, like the exploding weevils get this far. So far, none of the anchor points were too difficult, but the instinct may be to build from the top down, but I like to build from the bottom up one way, and then I build down multiple ways. That makes sure that, you know, one little piece of your structure doesn't get destroyed, and then you lose all that work that you've worked on and spent all that time getting to look pretty. And you don't have to use the most expensive resources like I did, and you don't have to decorate as extravagantly as I can. However, if you're just using the base bare minimum grass planks and stem floors, be prepared at some point. If you're not constantly repairing that structure every time you're there, you're probably going to have your stairs be destroyed at some point. The whole system falls down, and that defeats the purpose, because the structure is there to make harvesting the gum nodes quick, easy. You don't even have to think about it. It's not even a hassle. It's so easy. So you kind of want those structures to remain there. Now I'm going to try and speed things up with this area. Now I'm only going to focus on the gum area because I'm actually trying to build every room in this maze into its own purposeful room. But this is the quote-unquote shrine area where you can honor and worship and pray to and harvest the gum node. I've got the color codes of my lanterns to help specify what's going on where. Putting down burr floor so you don't fall into the cracks. Putting up they're called stairs. I remember, they're called stairs, Jeremy. You put stairs up to help you go up and down. Oh, I'm so smart. This was built primarily right here under what this is. I started right there, built back, built down, added scaffolding, added support, built here, built this entire area, went down. I started from up here, and this is one of the few situations where I started in I started up in a higher area rather than building down, and it was very finicky. This was a lot of trick work to try and get things placed properly, but building down from the top, once over here, getting here, then snapping down the stairs, and then being able to get more down. And once you get one thing going, you can stand on that and help you build the next thing. And I had grass planks for scaffolding to help me walk around and snap chandeliers around. It all looks nice. It's all functional. Helps me from randomly walking around and falling off. I used to have, basically, if you don't have this setup, you get here on the edge of this, and you have to kind of like jump up and smack at that with your shovel, and then you got to drop down and chase the gum nuggets that fall down. But that's not a problem with my current setup. This was definitely built from the bottom up. Tried to line things up as well as I could, get things snapped into place as effectively as I could, trying to make movement as easy as possible without having to run and jump around constantly. I've got dead bee parts here. And this was a whole bunch of fuss trying to figure out what shape and design I could get it to work to where they snap together, because the banana peels do not like you building under them. This whole area was originally started right here. This was the primary build point, and then I built an ash wall down from here, and from that point I used scaffolding to go up under the picnic table to continue building from there. And this is just continuing support for this. And I'm going to go in here and show you how it works down up and into here. It's very tight. These are all